Hey guys, today I'm going to take a ride and I'm going to show you how I stay safe on the roads. Let's get to it.
Hey, welcome. I thought I'd start the video looking at these absolutely gorgeous mountains in front of me. And as you can see, I'm getting around. And what I'm trying to do is stay as safe as possible with all these cars around me. One thing I actively do is I'm always viewing where the cars are going in the road. Where are they? What are they doing? Never assume they're going to do anything. Never assume they're going to be predictable. You always need to make sure that you're always in the safe part. Now, if you remembered your Motorcycle Safety Foundation course lesson, you would know that each lane, car lane, has 3 lanes for motorcycles: left, center, and right. Now, you almost never ride center. And the reason for that is because oils drop from the engines, making that part of the road slick. It's even more critical that you don't ride the center as much as possible if it's wet. So please be careful. So I'm going to drive around some more, and we're going to figure out where we're going to go. Cool. Okay, I'm taking a left now, and as you can see, there are no cars. No cars coming, so I'm fine. I always use my blinker just to make sure, even though there's no one behind me. Now here's the important part. When you're stopping in front of a car, you never stop behind them. Now I'm actively watching the car behind me, making sure they're stopping. Because if they don't look like they're stopping, I'm going to pull up and go into this empty spot in front of me. But you never, ever, ever stop right behind a car. This is how accidents happen. Remember how I said in a previous video, they never see you? Yeah, they'll still even say that then, even though you're right in front of them. Now, this is something you probably learned in the MSF course. You'll notice I'm not shifting yet. Now I am. You always try to shift in a straight line instead of in a turn. The reason is you'll lose traction and you'll fall. Now I'm looking at this car next to me. I'm making sure that they're not going to do anything. I'm making sure I'm not where they're going to be. Now in this state we have a thing called lane filtering. But since we're just turning green, I'm not going to do it. Lane filtering is moving in between stopped cars and stopped cars only. This prevents the rear ending at stop signs or red lights. There's some bumps. I'm standing up right now. That has to do more with my tailbone than anything else, because that hurts to hit those bumps. So for those of you who don't know, in my previous video I explained that my tailbone is shattered, so it hurts to ride for long periods of time within trying to find solutions. And here we are. We got a roundabout. Now, as we know all too well, driver's ed really doesn't teach us roundabouts very well. They really don't. So, always watch the cars, never assume. Always, always, always. Got instructions on having to change lanes. Making sure. Now we're getting to a construction area, so I want to give myself an out, so I'm going to move to the right lane to give myself an out if I need to. Back to the left because there's plenty of space outside those cones. See, there's little patches of dirt right there. You don't want to get on top of those. Yeah, big group of dirt from the roads. From when they ice the roads, yeah, that's a hazard. See those things there? Those little tops? You make sure you don't run over those, because those can get real slick and nasty. Alright, now I'm getting onto the interstate here. The thing about the interstate is you need to get up to speed. You don't get on it slow. You need to be in control of the situation, not the cars. They are never, ever, ever in control of the situation when it comes to you. So, we got a lane here that merges in, making sure I got space. Now, funniest thing about this bike is I'm now going 75 according to my odometer. But here's the problem. When I first bought this bike, the odometer was very accurate. But since I changed the tires, now it reads way higher than I'm actually going. So am I going 77? No, I'm probably going more 72. So I have an idea of how fast I'm going. But do I really know? No, I really don't know. It's a guess. Now, I'm going to be exiting here soon, so I kind of want to give myself a good following distance. I'm making sure this Audi next to me is not going to do anything they shouldn't be doing. I control my speed by rolling off on the throttle and allowing the engine to brake. So engine braking is kind of key in this aspect. I got a group of cars coming, but you'll also notice I'm staying in the left lane, which is the closest to these cars. And the reason for it is it puts me in the absolute best position for them to see me. You always want to put yourself in a position where they see you, but never assume at the same time. Okay, I'm going to take this exit. I'm using engine braking here to slow down, because it's what I'm good at. Downshift, slowly roll on. This shifting stuff I'm not going to really go into great detail because they teach you that in the MSF course. And for those of you experienced, you already know this. I don't have to tell you anything. Now, one thing I do a lot of, and you hear this, is lean into turns and counter steering. With me, I always counter steer. I mean, well, not always. Majority of the time I counter steer. In that case, I actually lean, because it's a nice wide turn. When I do a quick lane shift, I'm counter steering. Counter steering is leaning the opposite direction of what the bike is doing. So the bike is leaning one side, but my body is primarily vertical. So, I'm going to get into the right lane here. Counter steering, right there. See a Jeep here, I'm going to make sure I get past him. Now, here's how you know you're in someone's blind spot or not. Look at their rearview mirror. If you can't see the driver's face, you're in a dangerous spot. Get out of it. Here we go, red light. I'm making sure there's nobody looking like they're going to run. Aha! You see that truck up there? Yeah, that's a hazard waiting to happen. He probably has rocks back there, and the last thing you want is a rock to hit you. So you know what? I was going to go straight, but I think I'm going to take a right instead. I don't want to be near him. I don't want a rock hitting me. Those rocks can break windshields. What do you think it's going to do to you? coming up to a red light here. I'm going to use a combination of engine braking to slow down. Now the reason I can do this is there's nobody behind me. But you also have to keep in consideration that if there's people behind you, they respond to brake lights. So make sure you're at least giving them some kind of signal that you're slowing down. So in that aspect, I generally hit the brakes. Okay, we're in the bump, standing up. One thing you always have to be watching for is dips and dirt on the road. Look for potholes, look for bumps, things like that. You need to go around them. Absolutely gorgeous mountains over there. Ah, I got a red light coming up. Ooh, car stopping. This is a perfect example of lane filtering. Lane filtering allows me to get the heck out of the way of the cars. Because guess what? Even though my bike is only 50 horsepower and 50 foot-pound of torque, guess what? I'm still faster than a lot of the other cars. I'm fast enough. So, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to finish this video with an absolute gorgeous goobly goop, an absolutely gorgeous view of the mountains. Enjoy.